Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be looking at something pretty amazing,
Yeah,
the impact of AI on strategic thinking.
right?
And we're using some really interesting research and insights from Meritorious Consultants, LLC.
Mm-hmm.
They're a firm that seems to have a really good understanding of how AI is,
Yeah, they really do.
changing the game in pretty much every field you can think of.
It's a fascinating time to be working in this space for sure.
Yeah.
We're seeing AI being used to predict everything, from market trends to
Oh, wow.
disease outbreaks.
That's wild. Okay, so
Yeah,
before we get ahead of ourselves, maybe,
sure.
let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
How is AI actually changing the way we think strategically?
Well, it's not just about faster calculations or anything like that.
Right.
You can think of AI as kind of like a superpowered research assistant.
Okay.
But instead of, bringing you coffee, it's analyzing mountains of data
All right.
to find patterns and insights that humans might miss.
So it's like having this tireless team of analysts working 24/7
Yeah.
to help you identify trends and predict outcomes with an accuracy that was
Right.
basically unimaginable before.
So I'm starting to understand how this could be useful for things like business strategy,
Mm,
which seems like an area where staying ahead of the curve is
absolutely.
really critical.
Critical, yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, imagine you're a clothing retailer.
Okay.
Using AI, you could analyze social media trends to predict, which colors and styles will be popular
Wow.
next season.
So you'd get a jump on your competition.
Exactly. You could adjust your inventory,
Oh, wow.
your marketing accordingly,
Okay.
get a jump on the competition,
Yeah.
hopefully boost your sales.
That's a concrete example that makes it much clearer.
Yeah.
So it's not just about replacing human strategists entirely.
No, not at all.
It's more about giving them a tool to amplify
Well,
their ability.
precisely. Human judgment and intuition are still essential.
Yeah.
AI kind of handles the heavy lifting of data analysis,
Right.
freeing up human experts to focus on the bigger picture,
Yeah.
interpreting those insights,
Yeah.
making the crucial judgment calls.
Okay, that makes sense. So where else are we seeing this AI-powered strategic thinking in action?
Oh, in so many places. Think about finance.
Okay.
AI is being used to optimize investment portfolios,
Wow.
to predict market fluctuations.
Okay.
Some firms are even using AI to help manage risk and make investment decisions in real time.
That sounds incredibly complex.
It can be,
I
yeah.
can barely balance my checkbook.
Oh,
So
sorry. Yeah.
what about areas beyond the business world?
Sure. Take the military, for example.
Look.
AI is playing an increasing role in mission planning, threat detection, and resource allocation.
Wow.
There are even autonomous systems in development
Okay.
that could potentially make strategic decisions
Oh, wow.
in real time during complex operations.
That sounds a bit like science fiction.
It does a little bit.
But I guess it makes sense. The military has always been at the forefront of
Right.
technological advancement.
Absolutely.
What about a field like healthcare?
Yeah, healthcare is another great example.
Okay.
AI is making a huge impact there.
Yeah.
It's being used to develop new drugs, to personalize treatment plans,
Okay.
and even to predict disease outbreaks.
Wow.
AI can analyze medical images to detect subtle abnormalities
Oh, wow.
that even the most experienced doctor might miss,
Yeah.
potentially saving lives through early diagnoses.
It sounds like AI is changing healthcare in profound ways.
It really is, yeah.
What about something like government policy making?
Sure.
Can AI be used to shape policies?
Absolutely. AI can analyze vast amounts of data on social and economic trends, environmental factors,
Yeah.
even public opinion, to help governments make more informed decisions about policies that impact everyone.
This is all incredibly fascinating.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, I'm still a bit fuzzy on how it all actually works. What are the specific AI techniques that make all of this possible?
Well, one of the most important techniques is machine learning,
Okay.
which is essentially teaching computers to learn from data
Mm-hmm.
without being explicitly programmed for every scenario.
So instead of giving the computer a set of rules, we give it a ton of data and let it figure things out on its own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, for example,
Mm-hmm.
imagine you're trying to train an AI to distinguish between photos of cats and dogs.
Okay.
In traditional programming, you'd have to write this complex set of rules to define what makes a cat, and a dog, a dog.
Right.
With machine learning, you simply show the AI thousands of pictures of cats and dogs,
Okay.
and it learns to identify the key features that differentiate them.
So in essence, the AI is learning by example, just like humans do.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And once the AI has learned to identify those key features,
Yeah.
it can then apply that knowledge to new images it's never seen before.
Okay.
This same principle applies to many other areas like predicting stock prices, identifying fraudulent transactions,
Yeah.
or even diagnosing diseases.
This is mind-blowing stuff.
It is pretty amazing.
But I have a feeling this is just scratching the surface, right?
Oh, absolutely. There are so many other fascinating techniques like natural language processing and deep learning that we could delve into.
Let's save those for part 2.
Okay, so that's good.
Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, though, I have to ask,
Sure.
what about the potential downsides?
That's a very important question.
Yeah,
As with any powerful technology, there are considerations we need to keep in mind.
right.
One of the biggest is data quality.
Okay.
AI is only as good as the data it's fed.
So garbage in, garbage out, as the saying goes?
Exactly. If the data is incomplete, inaccurate, or biased,
Yeah,
the AI's conclusions could be flawed as well.
right. Makes perfect sense. Are there any other challenges we should be aware of?
Another challenge is the need for transparency.
Okay.
As AI systems become more complex, it can be difficult to understand how they arrive at their conclusions,
Yeah.
which can make it hard to trust their recommendations.
Yeah. It's like having a magic 8-ball that spits out answers without any explanation.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And that's why there's this growing push for what's called explainable AI
Okay.
systems that can provide insights into their decision-making process
Oh, wow.
so that we can understand how they arrived at a particular conclusion.
Explainable AI. I like
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Sounds like a key ingredient for building trust and ensuring that AI is used responsibly.
It really is.
This has been a truly eye-opening discussion so far.
Yeah, it is.
We've covered a lot of ground from the basics of AI and strategic thinking to the real-world applications and even some of the challenges we need to consider.
It's been a pleasure discussing this with you.
Yeah,
AI is a rapidly evolving field,
right.
and it's exciting to see how it's already shaping the world around us.
Absolutely. And in part 2, we'll dive even deeper into some of the specific applications of AI in different fields. So stay tuned.
Sounds great. Welcome back. I'm excited to kind of dig into some specific examples here.
Me too. I always find it helpful to see how these concepts actually play out in the real world.
Yeah.
In part 1, you mentioned how businesses are using AI to gain a competitive edge.
Right.
I'm curious to hear more about that.
Sure. So think about a company like, say, Netflix.
Okay.
They use AI to analyze your viewing history and recommend shows you might like.
Okay.
That's AI being used strategically to keep you engaged and coming back for more.
Okay, so it's not just about big, complex decisions.
No, not at all.
AI can also be used for these smaller but still important strategic moves?
Absolutely. And it's not just about entertainment either.
Right.
AI can be used to optimize pricing strategies, personalize marketing campaigns, even streamline logistics and supply chain management.
Wow. So AI is giving businesses the ability to make data-driven decisions across all aspects of their operations.
That's right.
It's like having a team of expert analysts working around the clock to identify opportunities and improve efficiency.
Exactly. Now let's shift gears and talk about how AI is being used in the public sector.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier that governments are using AI to shape policies and improve public services.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure. Imagine a city that's trying to manage traffic congestion.
Oh, yeah.
AI could analyze data from traffic cameras, GPS devices, even social media
Wow.
to identify patterns and bottlenecks.
Right.
This data could then be used to optimize traffic light timing, suggest alternative routes,
Okay.
or even inform decisions about infrastructure investments.
That's a great example. And it's not just about traffic either.
Right.
AI can be used to improve emergency response times, allocate resources more effectively, and even identify potential public health risks.
It sounds like AI has the potential to make cities smarter and more responsive to the needs of their citizens.
It certainly does, and these applications aren't limited to urban areas either.
Right.
AI can also be used to manage natural resources, track environmental changes, and even predict and mitigate the impact of natural disasters.
It's amazing to think about the sheer breadth of potential applications for AI in the public sector.
It really is, but as we discussed earlier,
Yeah.
it's important to remember that AI is a tool.
Right.
And like any tool, it can be used in ways that are beneficial or harmful.
Right.
We need to be mindful of the potential consequences of these technologies
Yeah.
and ensure that they're being developed and deployed responsibly.
That's a great point. We've talked a lot about the exciting possibilities of AI,
Right.
But we also need to acknowledge the potential risks in part one.
Yeah.
You mentioned the importance of data quality.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other concerns that come to mind?
One thing that often gets overlooked is the potential for unintended consequences.
Okay.
AI systems are designed to achieve specific goals,
Yeah.
but sometimes they can find unexpected ways to achieve those goals
Okay.
that may not align with our values or intentions.
That's a bit unsettling.
It can be.
Can you give me an example?
Sure, imagine an AI system that's designed to optimize energy consumption in a building.
Yep.
It might learn that the most efficient way to reduce energy use
Yeah.
is to simply turn off the air conditioning during the hottest part of the day,
Oh, no.
even if it makes the building uncomfortable for the people inside.
That's a perfect example of how an AI system could achieve its goal in a way that's not necessarily in the best interest of the people it's supposed to be serving.
Exactly. It highlights the importance of carefully defining the goals we set for AI systems
Right.
and ensuring that those goals align with our values and priorities.
So it's not just about teaching AI to be smart, it's about teaching it to be smart in a way that's beneficial to humans.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that requires ongoing human oversight and intervention.
Mm-hmm.
We can't just set these systems loose and expect them to figure everything out on their own.
Yeah.
We need to be actively involved in shaping their development and guiding their decisions.
This conversation has been incredibly insightful. We've covered a lot of ground,
That is-
from the potential benefits of AI in various fields
Right.
to the challenges and risks we need to be aware of.
Absolutely.
I'm eager to hear more about how AI is revolutionizing the way we approach health and medicine.
That's a perfect segue into our next topic. Healthcare is a field where AI is already making a significant impact.
Yeah.
And the potential for future advancements is truly remarkable. Let's dive in, shall we?
Let's do it. We're back and ready to explore the incredible ways AI is changing healthcare.
Yeah, it's a field that's just ripe for innovation.
Yeah.
And AI is already making a big difference.
So let's start with something I think everyone can relate to: diagnosis.
Okay.
How is AI being used to help doctors make more accurate and timely diagnoses?
Well, imagine you're a doctor looking at a medical image,
Okay.
like an X-ray or a CT scan.
I'm trying to picture it, but honestly, I wouldn't know a tumor from a bagel on those things.
Right? Even the most experienced radiologists can sometimes miss subtle abnormalities.
Yeah.
But AI can be trained to analyze these images with incredible precision, flagging potential issues that a human doctor might overlook.
So AI is like a second set of eyes, helping to ensure that nothing gets missed.
That's a great way to put it. And it's not just about images.
Oh.
AI can also analyze patient data, like medical records, lab results,
Mm-hmm.
even genetic information to identify patterns and risk factors
Right.
that might not be obvious to a human doctor.
So it's almost like having a detective working behind the scenes,
Yeah,
piecing together clues to help doctors make the best possible diagnosis.
precisely. And this can lead to earlier diagnoses,
Mm.
more personalized treatment plans,
Right.
and ultimately better outcomes for patients.
This is all incredibly exciting,
Yeah,
but I also wonder about the human element.
sure.
Are doctors worried that AI will eventually replace them?
Well, it's a valid concern, but most experts believe that AI will augment rather than replace human doctors.
Okay.
AI can handle the time-consuming tasks of data analysis and pattern recognition,
Right.
freeing up doctors to spend more time with their patients, providing compassionate care,
Yeah.
and making those crucial judgment calls that require human intuition and experience.
That's reassuring to hear. So it's not about humans versus AI. It's about humans and AI working together to provide the best possible care.
Exactly. It's about harnessing the power of technology to enhance human capabilities, not to replace them.
Okay, so we've talked about diagnosis.
Right.
What about treatment? How is AI being used to personalize treatments and improve patient outcomes?
Well, AI can analyze vast amounts of data on different treatment options, drug interactions,
Mm-hmm.
and patient responses to create personalized treatment plans
Okay.
that are tailored to the individual's specific needs and genetic makeup.
That's amazing. It's like having a custom-designed treatment plan for every patient.
That's the goal, and we're getting closer to it every day. AI is also being used to develop new drugs and therapies
Okay.
at a much faster pace than traditional methods.
That's fantastic news, especially for people with rare or complex diseases
Yeah.
who often have to wait years for new treatments to become available.
Absolutely. AI is speeding up the process of drug discovery, which means new treatments can reach patients sooner,
Right.
potentially saving countless lives.
It sounds like AI is revolutionizing healthcare in so many ways.
It really is.
But as we discussed earlier, with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
Are there any specific challenges or concerns that come to mind when thinking about AI in healthcare?
But one of the biggest challenges is ensuring patient privacy and data security.
Okay.
We're dealing with highly sensitive information.
Right.
And it's crucial that we have robust safeguards in place to protect that information from unauthorized access or misuse.
That's a critical point. People need to feel confident that their medical data is being handled responsibly.
Absolutely. And that's why there's a lot of work being done to develop AI systems that are both secure and transparent.
So it's not just about developing AI that's effective, it's also about developing AI that's ethical and trustworthy.
Precisely, the goal is to use AI to empower patients and improve healthcare outcomes, not to create new risks or erode trust in the medical system.
This has been an incredibly enlightening conversation.
Yeah, it has.
We've covered so much ground, from the ways AI is being used to improve diagnosis and treatment to the challenges of ensuring data privacy and ethical development.
It's been a pleasure discussing this with you.
Yeah, likewise.
AI is transforming healthcare in remarkable ways, and it's important to stay informed and engaged as these advancements continue to unfold.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into AI and strategic thinking, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I'd say this AI is a powerful tool that has the potential to solve some of the world's most pressing problems. But like any tool, it needs to be used thoughtfully and responsibly.
Yeah,
We need to approach AI with a sense of curiosity and optimism, but also with a healthy dose of caution
right.
and a commitment to ethical development.
Well said. And with that, we come to the end of our deep dive into AI and strategic thinking. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.